just let them ask their question.
Yeah.
And then in the end, we'll try to.
Yeah,
give
we'll
an
just stay here. All right. So I'm going to go where?
Right here in the middle. We're going to stay in the center.
There
I'm
you
going to
go.
bring them over
Okay.
here. All right, state your name.
My name is Peyton Moore, son of Willie Moore Jr. I'm 16 inside high school. Yes, sir. My question is, I have a question before my question. How many people are 16 a year?
What was the question? 16.
How many people are 16 years of age in here? As you can see, I'm the only one inside here with 16. Now, how do we ensure as young people that we can push this movement and also plant the seeds as community that we keep pushing the narrative? Because a lot of times what I see on social media, if I go on my social media, all I'm going to see is negativity, something else that's just pushing the narrative of what the government wants to see. What the government wants to see is twerking, drugs, weed, money, all this other stuff. But we never push the narrative of this. Is, as you can see, there's nobody in high school inside here except for me. How do we ensure as young people that we as a community, because the community is not going to grow unless, like,
wait, let's do this because you're asking a question that you are best positioned to answer. So I would love for you to tell us what we need to do such that other people who you know would want to be in this space. Let's make this meaningful.
If I had to do a way to make sure that our communities as young people gets to this, to build and grow, so I can have more people like us, it starts with me. I have to share this with my friends, right? We have to make sure on social media, because they want to keep us down. They're obviously going to try to keep this out the media. We have to make sure on social media we can push this narrative in a way that connects young people more than just people inside here. So how do we learn to do that? Well, first of all, we have to see how they do that. A lot of times we took a lot of things in business. A lot of times you take something for something else. Like in podcasts, I learned other people do a lot of their commercials and different things the same way as you see on other things, because there's a lot of connections out there. So if we want to connect the young people, we got to learn how they do it and push our narrative. So I would start off with me. I'll probably share it to my friends. But and the way we have to share it is we have to have a website, a social media platform, and the way we can communicate in a way that we can make this more than just me. And we can go viral. That's what I would say. We'll go viral, get hot. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
All right, thank you. That was awesome.
Y'all can do better than that. He gave y'all free game that people pay consultants big money to tell them. And y'all got businesses, y'all better implement that plan. Sir, let's talk after this.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Willie Moore Jr. Man, I'm going to give you a round of applause for being a great dad, brother. Thank you for your leadership. Okay.
Hello, my name is Pamela Booker. I am the founder of Clothes by Nature. My product was actually in Target before DEI. I've been in business for 15 years, and what I've seen is that how can we build infrastructure with the tariffs and everything that's going on, what happened with COVID. As a manufacturer of products, it was hard for us to get our resources. I found out everything is made in China and Mexico. Even though it may be assembled here in the United States, the components are made in Mexico. So with you all bringing all of the businesses, come and buy black, it is amazing, but we're gonna run out. We need infrastructure here in the United States to make our jars, to make our plastic tops. We need that here. So how can we build that infrastructure here in the United States?
That's open to any panelist.
That's a great question. Access to capital is the #1 issue for all small businesses. But when you talk to a black business owner, like the sister here, it's the 1, 2, and 3. Affordability, availability, and accessibility. Go to usblackchambers.org. We have grants right now for manufacturing, right now to develop infrastructure. Although the federal government has stopped, there are other corporations that have stepped in to make sure that we have the manufacturing opportunities going forward, because right now today, it is very difficult, and I hear what you're saying, but make sure you're going to the usblackchambers.org to find out. There's an organization company called Lendistry that's black owned, which is the largest black lender in America right now. Great rates, and are definitely lending to black business owners.
Thank you for that information. That's light. Thank you, brother.
My name is Sherdon Reynolds. I am the CEO of She Prints It here in Atlanta. Woo woo. Okay, I got some friends in the building.
I just wanted to first thank Jamal Bryant so much for this opportunity, and also note that one of the things that stands out to me is that Proverbs 18:21 said there's power in death in the tongue, like life and death in the tongue. And we talking about how Target spoke that they're going to do something for us and they didn't stick to it, right? And so that's brought death to their business. But I want us to have a deeper conversation about the power of the tongue in the Black community. Because as a Black-owned business, in dealing with, like that queen said, the tariffs, COVID, and all the challenges we deal with, it's challenging to have on top of that Black people saying they don't want to do business with Black folks. Black people saying that we don't have the right infrastructure or systems, but we'll support a brand that had 20 years to build something that we didn't have the ability to do. So what are we doing intentionally, to stop starting new organizations and support the ones that exist? You have organizations like Buy From a Black Woman, Buy Black, like there's all these organizations that already exist. Can we stop starting new ones and support the ones that exist and give them a voice? And two, are we gonna have some closed door, no camera, real talk conversations on how we move and change the power of our tongue to speak power over Black businesses, not just with your dollars, but with your voices? Because I can't see how we grow and expand without that. And I would just say the last piece, as talking about Black businesses, we can't just focus on supporting Black businesses that are retail products. There are Black businesses that are service-based and that also support other Black businesses like my company does. And if a Black retail brand, we all push to support them, but then they don't take that dollar to then do business with service-based Black businesses, we're breaking the cycle, and we have to have a plan for all of that.
Ecosystem is what she's talking about. Has been ecosystem.
There's this story that many of us have heard, and it goes a little something like this. My great-grandfather used to always talk about white folk ice was colder than ours. Like everything that white people did was better than what we did. Even their ice was colder. That was the myth, but there was some truth to that myth. Before we had refrigerators, we used to have ice boxes. And if you've heard me tell this story before, please just indulge me. You see, before you had a refrigerator, you used to get a block of ice delivered to your house once a week. And they'd place that block of ice in what was called an ice box. And that would keep your meats and milks and vegetables fresh for 7 days. Well, my grandfather used to have an ice delivery service. And one early Saturday morning, I said, Daddy, Granddaddy, can I ride with you? Can I ride with you? And he said, all right. And we got up early that Saturday morning and put all the ice on the back of the truck. And first thing we did was went to the white communities. And we take that block of ice and we put it in their ice box, and it would last for 7 days. We'd ride around all day delivering to the white community. And then by the time we got to the Black community, that ice is had on the back of the truck all day long. So now that ice then melted down a little bit, got chipped away a little bit. So by the time it got into our ice boxes, it literally only lasted for 5.5 days. So there was some truth to the fact that white folk ice was colder than ours. Because on Friday night, we would have to go to the white establishments to get a cold Coke or an ice drink. But because of a Black man, we created the refrigeration. So understand this. I can get cubed ice. I can get crushed ice. I can get filtered ice. Hell, I can get colored ice.
Cussing Christians.
And when we start thinking about our businesses in the same vein, we no longer have to be concerned about what white folk are doing, because our ice is cold enough now, guys. And when we start looking at our businesses and saying, I don't need you to give me $1 product for 75 cents and then complain because I'm not getting that 85 cents worth of service. We've got to start paying our small businesses the price that is the price. They can no longer afford to be able to create manufacturing and grow their firms if we keep discounting them, if we keep asking for the brother hookup or the homegirl love. We've got to start doing the same things when we walk into their stores as we do when we walk into these white stores.
Amen.
We pay the price that's on the tag so that they can continue to make the profits to be able to grow their establishment.
Amen. On that note, round of applause for our entire panel. Round of applause to you. Never forget you are creator beings. The greatest thing that can happen to a creator being is for them to take away your distractions and you are back into your creative mind. Let's bring back to the stage our dear brother and leader, Dr. Jamal Bryant.
Come on, would you give it up for these brilliant lights? They glow in the dark. Come on, clap for them. Brother Rashad, come on, give it up. Brother Ron Busby, senior statesman, Dr. Ben Chavis, super bad sister number one, Tamika Mallory, the Honorable Dr. Nina Turner, Dr. Step on Toes, David Johns. We're so thankful. You may be seated for just one moment, I want to say just a couple of things en route to our departure. First, are you glad you came out tonight? I hope that you are. Those of you who have not, particularly for those of you who are streaming, I want to pause and publicly appreciate Isaac Hayes III and fan base for streaming us on a Black-owned platform. I want to thank God, our dear brother and comrade Roland Martin, who is always in the trenches. Those of you who have not done so, it's an urgent imperative that you would register at targetfast.org. We need all of your contact information because we're going to be sending out e-blasts so that you will be updated as to what is taking place. We're going to be modifying the name of that website in not too many days so that the full boycott is encompassed in that. I want to say to you that we will be announcing to you our national organizing committee of those who work in a civil rights space and grassroots space for accountability. Tamika always says, there always be a group in the meeting